But yeah, I just did a little, we missed it, but I did a little shield dupe there. There's like 45 ways to duplicate stuff in this game. And that is another one. So now we're just gonna be heading back to Lookout Landing to grab the paraglider.
Did you not have to drop an equip? Or
I did.
Oh, okay.
I unfused the sword, which automatically equips it, and then I drop from there.
Oh, okay, I see.
Because I need to reuse it for pocket rocket setup.
Yeah, I gotcha.
All right.
I do appreciate how
if I drop in.
I do appreciate how this run, gets the Master Sword and the Hylian Shield.
It's like iconic. You're not
Good iconic Zelda run.
You're not necessarily forced to get him in this game.
But he's still naked.
Do you have time for just a couple of Chew suggestion names?
Yeah, for sure.
Because here's $50 from Sir Nine Shark, who says donating to suggest a name for the Chew in the Take run. Chewiigi. Best of luck on the runs.
Chewiigi.
Let's beat cancer. Also have $25 from Eno, who says name it GD Chew.
Oh,
That's a good one.
that's not bad. That's not bad.
We have so many more.
Yeah, keep them coming.
Oh,
keep them coming.
heck
We got
yeah.
lots of dialogue
We
to
have
skip through here.
$5 from Mac8, who says Chewbacca. Plain and simple. Also $10 from The Third Stan. Not the first one, not the second one, the third one. Who says, name the Choo Choo Jelly Baby, please.
Jelly baby, that's cute. I like
It's
that.
adorable. Keep them coming, chat. There's so many good
Yeah, thank you.
Chew
guys so
names.
much. Yeah, keep them coming.
We also have $50 for you from Suzushiro, who says, obviously the Choo Choo should be named Rocket.
Rocket Chew.
Rocket the Chew.
We're gonna need a Chew committee to filter these out.
Yeah.
Do you have time for one more donation?
Yeah.
Because I got
Keep 'em
$50.
rolling, keep 'em rolling.
Oh,
Yeah.
you've got it. We've got $50 from Simply Snaps, who says, wow, it's so cool how you stood on wings to avoid your respawn coordinates, changing on GSI. You should do that in all the dungeons, too. Sounds like a fun idea, Good luck with the runs. So proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Do you have any thoughts on their suggestion?
I will pass. All
Not
dungeons,
today.
no surface sounds like a bit out of my wheelhouse. I'm a speedrunner. I like to do the same thing over and over again.
Your wheelhouse? Is that a wheel warp reference?
Oh no, don't get me started.
This is something we will not dive into. Sorry, Requiem of Spirit.
Okay, well now you have to explain it though, because we already...
I don't know a thing about it. I just know it's infamous.
All right, we've got time for one more, I think, Pippi.
Wonderful. I've got $19 for you from Cyberwolf1201, who says, this hero, he had quite a shaka when he quested to fill some maracas. Needed 900 seeds, then 1,000 more, please. But he loves to see Hestu Shalaka.
Very nice.
Do you have time for one more quick
Yeah,
one?
I think we can just get in sneak in one more.
Perfect. We got $25 from Universal Giant, who says, here at Games Done Quick, we know you have a choice in how you fly. Thank you for choosing No Te Quedan Flechas Airlines.
I love it, I love it.
Did we ever actually explain the Spanish text?
I think I mentioned it briefly. But yeah, we get those text boxes quite a lot. And then if the sword's badly damaged too, you get two at once, flashing in succession, because you're doing a jump slash and then a bow pull. That's very nice. All right, so this is our last stop, and then we're gonna head into the dungeons. In terms of all dungeons speedruns over the different 3D Zelda games, I believe Tears of the Kingdom actually takes the longest time to get to the first dungeon. But after that, we're gonna be cruising through the rest of them at breakneck speed. After we talk to these, drop in from the sky to chat with these ladies one more time. So yeah, here we go. We're finally getting our quest flag for regional phenomena, and we can enter the mask room at Dragonhead Island, which will be our next stop. We're actually going to be completing Spirit Temple and Construct Factory first. If one of you guys wants to explain our routing reasoning behind why we do Spirit Temple first, even though I'm sure a lot of people did it kind of towards the end of their casual playthroughs.
Yeah, so I believe the main reasoning here is that there's going to be a device dispenser up on Dragonhead Isle, and we're going to be able to get carts from that. And carts are going to be part of the other big movement tech that we'll use to cross the world quickly. There are a couple other parts of it as well. Minoru has some uses in later parts of the run as well.
Alright, I gotta remember to grab the fish because I didn't get it earlier.
Yeah.
Come here, come here. There you are.
Give me
That fish had an interesting day.
You're also getting ferries on the way here, right?
Yeah, we're gonna be heading. Yeah, that's basically why we want to head to Spirit Temple first. Is we've just got. There's just coincidentally a lot of very helpful and powerful resources along the way. We're gonna be grabbing ferries. We're gonna be grabbing a strong weapon, a royal halberd.
Yeah. The Sky Islands have some useful stuff.
Ferries as well in the charge, and there's also a Lionel. We'll get to show off our first use of that super powerful sword stack that we have Zuggled to our hand.
If you blink, you'll miss out.
Unironically, kind of.
Yeah. So after this, we're going to be heading down towards the surface to a Bokoblin camp, and we're going to get a is it a royal halberd?
Yep.
Yeah. So the thing about the message not found sword is it's very strong and unbreakable. However, you can't fuse anything to it. The devs never gave it that property because it's not meant to be used, right? It makes perfect sense why they wouldn't give it that. But what we can do instead is Zuggle has a property where if you are holding another weapon, kind of as like a carrier, and anything you fuse to that weapon, the fused material will be transferred to each of your Zuggled weapons independently. So as you can see, the math checks out that we're going to be able to do a lot more damage with the fuse ability on our Zuggled stack.
And the reason why we want a royal halberd specifically here is that the royal weapons have the perk on them, which is improved flurry rush, and that's going to be useful for fighting Ganondorf at the end of the game.
Hello, goodbye.
Just get more damage with it. Other than that, it doesn't really matter too much what kind of weapon we have.
Yeah, it's more for the durability. I actually don't, well, we can get there at the end. But yeah, I have my sights set on that Lionel right there.
She also grabbed a topaz, which is going to be pretty useful for big boards like RV, Gerudo.
And goodbye, Lionel.
So that's the power of 9 permanent critical hit Master Swords at the same time.
While we're waiting for him to die here, take use of the downtime to do a couple more items.
Yeah, so basically at this point, we almost have like all of the items that we want.
Maybe grabbing this. There's a bit of RNG here. You have guaranteed 20 arrows, but we got the extra 10 drop, which is nice. It'll make the run a bit more lenient for us.
Yeah, so Cloud's gonna do a little trick here with the bow. So she's gonna pick up the Savage Lionel bow while not carrying a bow, and then pausing on that and equipping a different one. And now basically Link has the Savage Lionel bow equipped, but it doesn't actually think it's the Savage Lionel bow, so essentially she has 2 Savage Lionel bows.
Yet another dupe method.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna put our charges in this little gumball machine here so we can get a good drop. This is RNG, but it's like a 98% chance to get what you need. We're gonna grab carts and steering sticks. And another property of the Zuggle stack we have is all these actors attached to Link's model puts us in a state of what we call overload. And when you're in an overloaded state and you interact with a mountable object like a horse or a steering stick, it actually ignores collision and you can clip right through. So we'll be looking to do that here to get into the...
Yeah.
I think I'm
So ordinarily, kind of the only thing stopping you from doing this sequence early is that you're supposed to open
There it is.
like a door that requires you to have enough health, like we saw at the end of GSI, and it requires you to have 10 hearts.
Yep. And we just did it with 4.
But we just clip in. There's actually a way to get in early without even using glitches if you do like a precise ascend off a wing.
Yeah, actually we used to do that. That trick I did not like. Or I should say more like that trick did not like me. It killed many a run.
It's pretty hard.
But just recently I actually found out that rerouting it to do a clip there instead saves about 15 to 20 seconds due to a number of reasons.
Yeah, so this is kind of the beginning of the whole Spirit Temple quest line. So we're gonna have to do Construct Factory first, which is gonna basically involve we have to carry Minoru's mask all the way down. to a few different spots.
Level out here for a second. All right, and now we're gonna take use of our downtime on the swing to finish duping the rest of our Zonai devices that we've picked up. These are kind of the MVPs of speedrunning here. We got the sticks for clipping, we've got rockets for pocket rocket, and we've got carts for one of my favorite tricks in the run that will come up after Construct Factory.
Yeah, it's really handy that like when you're at the front of the wing and it's just midair in front of you, it considers that you can't take out the Zonai device, there's no space to. So we can just dupe them.
All right, that should be good. And yeah, we've probably got time for one donation. We could sneak in real quick here for the cutscene.
Sure thing. I've got $10 for you from Niku Veo, who says, "Sorry I can't hear you over the sound of my 8 Master Swords. Great run, though." We love being in the microwave.
Yeah, I'm also interested. Anybody who's donating, let us know what your favorite dungeon is. I'm gonna ask Couch as well what you guys think, casually and or in the speedrun for those of you guys, because I know you guys have all run this game as well.
I think overall Fire Temple, but aesthetically it might be Wind Temple.
Very strong pick. I'd say Wind Temple was probably my favorite casually. And in the speedrun, I could actually make a case for Construct Factory to be my favorite, which is a
Yeah.
weird pick because it definitely used to be my oh, come back.
I like Lightning Temple too. It has a good vibe to it.
Lightning Temple is also quite fun in the speedrun.
Reminds me a lot of Spear Temple in OOT.
Yeah, I like those vibes.
My favorite is probably Wind Temple, speedrun, and casually.
Nice.
My favorite is probably Construct Factory as well. It's got some really cool tech that's coming up.
Yeah, so speaking of which, we're about to enter the Construct Factory, or as I like to call it, the Cheesecake Factory, no sponsorship. And you'll see why in a sec, because we are going to cheese the heck out of this dungeon. We've got 4 puzzles we're gonna need to assemble Minoru's construct or robot body here.
So, yeah, this is kind of like the actual dungeon of Spirit Temple, whereas the Spirit Temple proper is just the boss.
All right, should we go for the hole-in-one?
Go for it.
All right, we'll try the hole-in-one here.
Yeah, we have to put Minoru's mask in the slot, so...
You can attach a rocket at the back here and hope it goes in.
Sometimes you get scammed, so let's pray that doesn't happen.
Alright.
If it does, it's not a big deal.
Let's go, we got it.
Nice.
Nice. I was like 1 out of 10 in practice yesterday on that.
Very nice. Yeah, so here we have to go to basically the 4
Zelda's
depots to get the
chosen
arms and
protector.
legs. And each one, essentially what happens is once you dispense the part, then the door closes behind you and the
My
door
name is
opens on the
Minoru.
other side and you're supposed to kind of go
I
through
am
and
the Sage of
the
Spirit.
puzzles to do them, but we're not going to
I am
really
happy
do any
you
of
have
that.
arrived. At last,
Yeah,
we
you'll
can
see.
speak
You'll
with
see
each
what
other.
we're gonna.
Imagine actually solving the puzzles in a Zelda speedrun.
I no longer have a body.
Couldn't be me. It really couldn't.
Without a physical
We're going to be
form.
using another
We cannot
esoteric-looking
yet
menu
speak
glitch
face to
called
face.
Equipment Desync. Basically, we're going to be dropping and swapping bows to confuse the
Right.
inventory into
You see
thinking
the
that
four
the bow dropped on the
storehouses in
ground
the
is still on our person, aka attached to Link's model, right? And so we're going to be gluing a wing onto that, and that wing will also read as being attached to Link's model. And if we prop it up in the doorway, we can actually use that to
I
hold
would
the
ask you
gate
to
open.
visit each of
Yeah,
them
so
and assemble a body for
normally
me.
when you get the part dispensed, then the game will despawn other objects so that you can't put anything in jamming the door.
This is my request
But
to you, Link.
if we make the game think it's attached to
Loyal
Link, then it doesn't
swordsman to Zelda.
despawn.
And this is another frame-perfect menuing trick. I know we've said that quite a few times. But all these tricks are a bit precise in the pauses, so we'll go ahead and see what we can do here.
Subsuelo.
Basically, we're gonna rob their factories and walk out their front door.
Okay, using the pause here. There we go. I'd also like to give a shout out to the Chinese runner Flower 2, former world record holder for this category, who helped come up with this setup. And so we're gonna see if we got this, so the cutscene's gonna pan over. If the gate stays open, we're good, so let's cross our fingers here.
Yeah, as long as the wing
All
stays
right,
on,
here we go.
it should work. It's not a very precise positioning.
And now those Bright Bloom seeds I picked up on Gray Sky Island are gonna come in handy as well. Bright Bloom seeds, as well as to lighting things up, they also increase the radius that you can go from an object without it despawning. So we're gonna be able to use this bright bloom seeds to shoot these parts towards the center and go and collect some more of them along the way. So
Yeah.
that's my angle here. That's should be
And
great.
throwing the bright bloom seed like even counts as a hit to activate the rocket. So it's very, very handy.
Oh. Got a dud.
We'll just throw an orb.
So yeah, this allows us to go get another part while that one's flying over.
Into the rafters, classic. So we'll have to go track that one down. Thankfully, it's got a big bright light attached to it. Pro tip, if you're ever at the mall or something and you can't find your car, just like put a giant light on it.
But what if everybody does that?
That was close. Well, then I think we might run into a bit of a problem. There's my wing. All right.
Think we could fit in some more donations? Probably?
Yeah, I think we got time for sneak in one quick
Kind of
one.
just more of the same.
Sure thing. I've got $75 from the one and only Rauru, who says, one more limerick, I swear, but maybe more limericks. Don't worry about
Keep
it.
him coming. Don't mind. Poetry night over here in Pittsburgh.
Oh, heck yes. There once was a princess most firm, who went back in time for a term. Tears spilled from her head with the words that she said, would you still love me if I was a worm?
Very nice, very nice.
Your poetry.
All right, this one we're gonna use 2 rockets. One on the top here. Hey, come here, you. Here we go. Let's see if we can get a sick kickflip.
So on version 1.1.1, we used to get auto build,
There we
which
go.
would
Oh, nice
be able
light.
to carry these parts for us. But in this version, we don't get auto build, so we gotta invent new tech.
Yeah.
Clever ways to bring stuff around.
All right, there's one. Now we gotta go explore the rafters to try to find my left leg.
And a
sentence.
little thing here also,
Bring
like
the other 3
routing
here as well.
the bright bloom seeds to have like exactly enough so that they
There
won't
it
plug up
is.
the menu afterwards. Because the quick menus in this game are kind of notoriously
Oh,
not quick.
yeah, that's true. Okay, here we go. I found my leg.
Everyone who's played this game knows the pain of scrolling through like 100 materials in the quick menu.
Yeah, that's true.
Echo's players have it worse.
And that's another
Yes.
part. 2 left.
All right. Oh, there's Farage. That means I'm going at a decent pace, I guess.
Hi, Farage.
Here we go. All right, we can probably sneak in another donation real quick.
Wonderful. We have $50 from Animated Elf, who says, you know it's a good GDQ when we get to watch Cloud show off one of the coolest Zelda speedruns. Let's all destroy cancer, one Korok impression at a time. Do you mind if I include one more really quick one?
Yeah, for sure.
We've got $25 from Fango, who says, yeah, haha, you found me. That's 2 down, 998 to go. You heard him, Chad. Let's get 998 more.
All right, for this one here, it's pretty lenient. We're just gonna bank it into the river. No pun intended. You.
I wouldn't have even thought that was a pun if you didn't say anything.
All right, just go off and do your thing. It'll carry it downstream while we go grab the last part here.
Do you have time for a quick, very relevant
let's go for it.
donation? Because I've got $250 for you from Elika Giants. I like Giants, I can read. Who says, we've been trying to reach out about your vehicle's extended warranty. I think that might be relevant. You just shoved your vehicle in a river. If you can't find your car, do you turn it into a boat?
We may do. All right, that's our last part here. We're gonna be riding this one out of the factory. It's really nice I didn't miss any of those because if we did, it's the backups are not great.
Placing the Minoru's body parts in the slots can be really annoying. Sometimes they just kind of fall over and you have to figure out how to rotate them properly. And
Yeah.
Ultrahan's really cool, but sometimes it's very annoying to use.
All right, well, now that we're finishing up Construct Factory, maybe now's the time to talk
One
about
more left, Will.
Magic
The
Carpet.
body for my spirit is nearly
Oh, yeah.
complete.
So Magic Carpet, otherwise known as a cart slide, is going to be our main movement method for long distance, and we're going to be having to make a bit of a trek over to the Spirit Temple to fight the boss and finish off the dungeon for good. Now the way this trick works, and this is why we grabbed our carts. So since we're in the state of overload, we can swap weapons. Since we have so many actors attached to Link's model, the game doesn't know what to do if you swap weapons. So it'll drop an extra one on the ground, and we can perform some more menuing to turn that into a drop smuggle, similar to how I had the bow on my feet inside of Ascend. And now this weapon on Link's feet, it retains its collision. So if we raise up a cart and wedge that collision underneath a cart and then slowly move forward,
It should be located here.
it'll propel the
Link,
cart forward at
let us go there
very
together.
fast speeds. And so we're going to be attempting to set that up here. This is actually one of the hardest slides in the
path
run,
will
the
be
first
very
one we're going to
dangerous.
see. So we'll go ahead and see if we can
Yeah,
get that.
this-
construct body you have built
This
there
section's
is
very
hardly
tricky.
helpless.
In the depths, it's it's
There is a
pitch
platform
black. We
nearby
can't see
where we can
anything. And
explore
once
its
you get
potential.
high enough up, which you can't really control, you kind of have to go up high with this tech. There's a bunch of stalactites in the ceiling, like really big rocks that you can crash into.
Now
And
hurry,
getting
Link.
the light route
We must
is
recover
time
my
loss,
secret
so we
stone.
don't get the light route. We're just going to navigate through the dark. I'm just going to hop on the construct real quick, otherwise she won't follow us.
Yeah.
And then we'll get in a quick item dupe.
Yeah, so
as well.
this is basically what Minoru is most useful for. Riding her counts.
Alguns negócios, alguns estabelecimentos, eles param e começam a distribuir comida para as pessoas, tá vendo?
So we got that drop smuggle now, and we're going to attempt to
And in fact,
slide over.
later in the run, she has the potential to soft block us, so she does the opposite of being useful.
All right, there we go. Let's try to set that up again.
So you use recall here to get it in the air, so it actually makes recall pretty useful.
Yeah. Okay. I think we can go. Okay, we should be good. There we go. Yep. All right.
Nice. Yeah, so you have to like go over a hill, but also not too high with this, and it's very tricky.
So we dropped our pocket rocket earlier, so we're gonna reset it up here.
Yeah, for cart sliding, some people opt to not use gyro
There she is.
because not using gyro allows you to have a more stable build. Cart sliding in general, you can do cart slides with objects that aren't carts, but the setup that we use provides the most stable kind of build. I believe Cloud is not using gyro. Some
Right,
people
I
do
keep
use
it
gyro.
turned off. I'm a bit old-fashioned that way, I guess.
Yeah. So here we have the Spirit Temple, which is basically just the boss, which is the Seized Constructs. It's another big construct like Minoru. Designed to be kind of like a Rock'em Sock'em Robots fight, but we're not actually going to fight it like that. That would be very slow.
Yeah, if you had any doubts about if Zuggled weapons can be stopped by anything, it can't.
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
can do the math on this. We're going to fuse a white main Lionel Saber Horn to our Royal Halberd, which adds 44 damage, and also adds 44 damage, like power to all of the Zuggled MNFs, which each do double damage because they're at 1 durability. So you can do the math on how much damage that is.
And every dungeon boss in the game is pretty much gonna go like this. We're just gonna have to exploit their weakness and then just smack them in the face.
Yeah, so in this case, we just have to shoot it with bomb arrows or throw a bomb at it to stun it, and then then we can beat it up.
We will not be able to force our way past its defenses. We must think of something else.
All right.
Nice and easy.
And there's phase 1. Fun fact about this boss, I believe this boss actually has more health than the final boss.
I'd believe it.
Yeah, it does.
Because they really want you to use the robot mechanic. But I really don't want to use the robot mechanic.
Yeah, you're supposed to like punch it into the barbed wire, which does a lot of damage.
And
Very
there we
slow
go.
though.
Now, just one more quick setup here. We're gonna get ready for our next card slide coming up after this dungeon. Just gonna prep a little bit here, and then we'll be finishing off.
Yeah,
Spirit
then we
Temple.
get to skip 2 cutscenes, mash text, skip 2 cutscenes, mash text, skip cutscene, etc. So basically donation time.
Yeah, more or less. There's my helmet.
And that's Spirit
Our
Temple.
first dungeon down.
1 down, 5 to go. And yeah, I'll turn it over to the host for some donations. We can probably fit in a few.
Wonderful. I've got a $25 donation from MZ for you, who says, Cunning Cloud conquers chaos. Concurrently, Canadian Couch Crew creates commentary. Cool. Good luck, Cloud. We're all so
Wow,
proud of you
that's
for
impressive.
showing off this run at GDQ. Let's get that glitch exhibition incentive and keep raising money to beat the worst C word of all, cancer. Less than 3. Thank you so much. Would you like to hear some more possible names for that chew? Because we
Yeah,
have so
keep 'em
many
coming.
good ones. Here's $50 from Bob, who says, we should name that choo-choo Chattanooga. Pardon me, boy, is that the Chattanooga choo-choo? We also have $500. Yeah, that's a lot of money. Thank you so much. From Prism, who said, had to donate to name that little guy Chubert.
Chubert,
Aw.
that's very cute.
Do you have time for more?
Yeah, one more. quick one.
Wonderful. We do also have $50 from the Chew, who says, if anyone wants to know, I already have a name. It's Esmeralda. Thank you for your input, Chew. Do you want another one? We could get you another one. Everybody could use 2 names, right?
Right.
You could use like an online username.
Yeah, so earlier she dropped the pocket rocket sword that was zuggled to her back. So we're 1 under the overload right now. So we're gonna do this temporary overload setup to get the cart back on, or the Claymore back on her feet to do a cart slide.
And this is how most of our setups will look from now on. We'll just be doing an extra equip in the middle. And this specific method also allows us to preserve Pocket Rocket without breaking it. Okay, I think we're gonna get...
So the next dungeon that we're going to be doing is the Water Temple. The reasoning for this is that
Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the cart at all times, please. Okay, yeah. A bit of a wobbly setup, and you can really see how it's important to walk completely straight forward so you can carry that collision in a straight line underneath. There we go, this one's much better.
yeah, so we're going to be doing Water Temple next, which
I'll probably head around
the main reason for this is that Sidon's ability is going to be useful for us to do Fire Temple afterwards.
And you can see why we call it magic carpet here. We're just kind of gliding through the world.
Yeah, you can really see the use of it a lot better now that we're not in the depths.
All right.
And you're going to notice something when we approach Zora's domain here. There's going to be a blood moon. This is a forced blood moon trigger when you enter one of the 4 kind of main towns surrounding these dungeons: Zora's domain, Goron City, etc.
Right on cue, right on cue.
The blood moon is actually kind of like a technical thing to clear memory because it respawns a lot of enemies and stuff. So I guess that's why they force one, because just to clear whatever you did at the beginning of the game.
And This is becoming a little bit of a theme. We're gonna drop down from the sky and talk to some ladies.
Oh my god, it's time for fish drama.
Hello.
Yeah, for some reason, Nintendo just decided, like, in the Switch era, that Zoras talk a lot, and that's it.
They're canonically yappers.
Oh wait, a little bit too early. All right, here we go. We can probably throw it over for a quick donation.
Sure thing. I've got $25 for you from Anonymous, who says, "Yeah, haha! You found me! Donating to the Prologue Escape Showcase. Great idea, Lil Korok. We're over 25% of the way there.
All right.
We can totally make it. Let's watch this game get even more broken."
And we are in about, let's see, 8 minutes or so here. We're gonna hit the halfway point of our run. So we are running out of time in a way.
Yeah, let's
that
pick it
makes
up,
sense.
y'all. Would you like another very quick donation?
Yeah, just real quick.
We have $50 from Sephiroth, who says, "I'm waiting, Cloud. Wait, I think I'm a few hours early."
Thanks, buddy.
So we're gonna go all the way up here to Mifa Court to meet Sidon.
And just like on GSI, anytime we're moving super fast, I like to try to look up for lag reduction to avoid a world load. I got one anyways. Let's see if we can avoid the second one though. A bit high as well. There we go. That saved a few seconds.
Any Sidon enjoyers in the crowd?
Yeah, actually now this next segment here for the next few minutes is just going to be kind of running around doing some quest busy work. Nothing too special going on here, but now would probably be a good time to talk about the Sage mechanics in this game. You know, in Breath of the Wild we had the Champion's abilities that were kind of innate to Link's abilities. In Tears of the Kingdom, the Sages, they spawn their little clones that we can interact with, and they each have their own unique ability that is necessary to solve the dungeon. So Minoru, we were supposed to escort her out to Spirit Temple, but we kind of took the fast track. But the rest of these sages, we're gonna have to use them to complete their respective dungeons. And something interesting and kind of frustrating about the sages is, since they're like clones that have their own AI and spawn in the overworld, it can be kind of hard to get them to do what you want and go where you want.
They're notoriously uncooperative.
However, that being said, we've developed, through sheer force of will, several strats that we can use for each stage to kind of manipulate them into doing what we want. It's not as bad as it sounds, I promise. Sidon though, however, he's probably the worst in terms of getting him to cooperate. You'll see what I mean when we get to Water Temple, but it's not uncommon to lose 10, 15 plus seconds just to sage spawning RNG. And as Glenn mentioned earlier, I'm also, once we get to Water Temple, I'm gonna deactivate Minoru because she counts as a mountable object. And you remember from earlier, if you are on a mountable object with overload, it'll clip you through. The problem is, since Minoru despawns and she's attached to Link, Link also despawns, and that can soft lock your game. And it's actually happened to me on PvPs. So we generally just turn her off for safety once we get to Water Temple.
Yeah, it takes a few seconds to do it, so optimally you wouldn't, but no reason not to here.
Yeah, it's about a 3-second or so safety strat. Now we're gonna be grabbing a quest item, the King's Scale here. In terms of story quests, this one is another one that's a bit frustrating in terms of routing the speedrun. If we had any other way in the game to get this King's Scale item here, we'd be able to skip this entire first half of the Zora quest. Because all we have to do is head up to the floating scale island and shoot it through the ring, that little puzzle there.
I was gonna do ascend in a specific spawn here, and we're gonna go all the way up. Takes a long time, because actually the speed of ascend depends on what material you're going through, and rock is the slowest.
Yeah.
One of the slowest.
As useful as for casual play, we do actually try to avoid using Ascend as much as possible. Just because, I mean, as you can see, we're flying a lot faster than Ascend can take us, but in that specific instance, it ends up being faster to use Ascend there.
Yeah, and to touch on stages a bit more, they can be a bit of a bottleneck. Like, the cooldown for stages differs between one another. Like, for Tulin, if you miss a terminal in Wind Temple, that's like a 15-second time loss. or like getting, like Klaus said, getting Sidon to spawn. Usually we're usually pretty ready for the terminal, and we're just waiting on Sidon, which is also a bit of a bottleneck. Some of them are a bit better than others. Like Unibo is pretty good.
Yeah, he's got a very quick cooldown.
Yeah, Unibo's great because Unibo, whenever you're riding a vehicle, he'll get on it, and we can use that to our advantage quite well, which you'll see later.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun section. But from here, we're gonna head down and fight. Each of these sections kind of has a mini boss, so to speak. I guess for Spirit Temple, the Lionel was our mini boss. But we're gonna have to be fighting the Sludge-like. And there's something else here that we're gonna have to interact with. The reason why we stayed 1 over overload limit here is because now, after this fight, we're gonna be fully at overload due to a mechanic known as reduced overload threshold. So there's certain actors or events in the game that increase or that decrease the threshold for overload by 1. Just basically, you can think of things that temporarily attach themselves to Link. So like when you launch from a tower, you get that little belt that Link puts on. That will reduce your threshold by 1. If you use the Earthquake ability, where he pounds the ground, that reduces it by 1. And Sidon's Bubble Slash is also another one of those things that will permanently reduce our limit by 1 after the first time we use it until we close the game. And so we stay under Zuggled because it's much easier to add a Zuggle than it is to clear, because you have to clear them all at once. So by doing that, we can make most efficient use of our weapon management here. Now this fight,
So
we're gonna...
this is a quick fight. We just hit it with Sidon's water, then with the Topaz, and then knock it over, and then hit it once for
hit down.
like 500 damage or whatever.
Yep. And now we're coming up on the part of the run where Link finally gets to put on clothes.
Some are not as excited for that one.
So the reason that we grabbed that fish earlier is we're gonna trade it into Yona for the Zora armor that Mifa handcrafted for Link. Any Mifa fans in chat? I like that we get to wear it in this game. So the purpose for grabbing the Zora armor is twofold. Number 1, it helps us scale the waterfalls and get up to Water Temple in the sky quicker. And number 2 is later in the run, once we get to the Gerudo section, you can't enter their town shelter without a shirt on. They don't care if you're wearing pants or not, but you better have a shirt on, otherwise they're gonna throw you in jail. For some reason, that's just a thing in this game. So we're forced to get an armor piece no matter what, and Zora armor just happens to be the fastest for our purposes. So that's the drip we're gonna be rocking for the rest of the run here. And Pibby, I think we have time to sneak in a quick donation or 2.
Wonderful. I've got $10 from 8 Master Swords Taped Together, who says, Thank you so much. Do you have time for another really quick special one?
Yeah, let's throw it out.
Here's $50 from Vivi, who says, I've never been as calm as Cloud is when playing a video game in my life. Let's get more of her perfect gaming with the Escape Showcase. Yes, please.
And it just occurred to me, I don't know if we ever mentioned it, but we are playing in Spanish, as Spanish has the fastest text boxes for this game, which is kind of rare for Zelda games, for Spanish to be the fastest. However, we are playing with English voice acting, as the cutscenes are faster in English. So a little bit of a mixed language thing we got going on here.
It's one of the only games I know of where Spanish is fast.
And it's just for the specific category as well. In any percent, we actually use Russian. So this is a cutscene that I hope you like, because we're going to be seeing it quite a bit, where the sage ancestor is speaking to the sage descendant. And now here we're just going to be heading into the waterworks just to progress the story a bit. We probably have time for another quick donation or 2.
Wonderful, wonderful. Here's $100 from QB, who says, always donate during a Zelda run. And this has been thoroughly enjoyable. Donating for my boyfriend, Sidon, less than 3. I hate to break it to you, but I think he might be married.
Spoiler alert, we haven't got there in the story
Oh, I'm
yet.
so sorry. Is he engaged? I don't remember.
I think so. Okay.
I think they're married.
He's not married yet. You still have a chance.
But get that in quick, because after Water Temple, we'll be treated to more fish drama. I think we got time for one more.
Can we also just take time to say, can I hear some great proposals to Sidon in donations?
Oh,
like,
no.
maybe we can talk about it. Anyway,
Keep them coming.
here's $1,000 from Ediot. Woo, exactly. Who says, shout out to the video game with the screaming sword inside.
Skyward Sword?
Skyward Sword? The sword goes skyward?
Well, I guess Fi's not really screaming. She's just telling you that you need to change your battery.
Listen, sometimes that's screaming.
I know what you mean.
Running Skyward Sword, we learned to tune out the screaming. That's telling you you're constantly at low health. Anyway.
Poor Link, he's always getting bullied around in these Zelda speedruns.
Yeah.
But here we see the power of the Zora armor allowing us to climb waterfalls. Very fun. Oh, and we're going to be entering the low gravity section, which means our pocket rocket ability will be greatly enhanced, and we can save a bit of durability by doing less boosts and just let the momentum carry us. And there's the beautiful skies of Hyrule. This section here, casually, you're supposed to kind of work your way through with Sidon, fighting enemies, solving puzzles. But the way the flags work is you can just head straight to the end and activate the trigger here, and he'll say, you ready to go to Water Temple? And I'll say, yup, and he'll say, let's go, and I'll say, okay. And then we'll do that.
Do you have a moment for more poetry?
Yeah, I think we can get in some.
Because we have $25 from Echo, who says, say, what a lot of chews there are. Some are red and some are blue.
Some are
old
blue,
and
some
some
are
are new.
old,
Some
some are
are
new,
sad and
some
some
are
are
sad,
glad.
and
And
some are
some
glad.
are very,
Very
very bad.
bad.
What did the chew do?
Oh, that's actually kind of funny because we're about to kill two of them in this dungeon.
Were they the bad chews?
It's okay. I'm sorry, Sidon fans, but it's his fault that we have to kill the chews because it's a bit of a spawn manip. So we'll have two sections coming up here where there's chews that he wants to fight, and he'll try to gravitate towards them. But if we kill them, he'll just come straight to us instead. So, chew fans, look away.
Yeah, so...
Olá,
Water Temple,
Mateuzinho,
we're not gonna do
como
anything
vai?
as you're meant to.
Yeah, there's just one puzzle that we're not going to be able to
We're gonna make
cheese our way out of. The back in your
we're
poke.
gonna make quite a bit of use of the stick clip that we saw earlier, basically to get all the terminals.
Yeah, so like Glenn mentioned, for Water Temple, we've got a series of puzzles with floodgates,
deixa eu ver aqui o-
raising the water levels, as a Zelda Water Temple tends to go. But each one is actually contained within a wheelhouse that we can clip into from above,
Deixa eu mandar meu
and then activate the
soldado.
terminal from inside. And the problem with Water Temple is that we need Sidon's bubble to do it, and we can clip through walls, but Sidon cannot. So kind of our workaround that we found is we activate his bubble ability before we clip, and then we shoot it really quickly after we clip through. However, the other issue with that is the bubble timer lasts 10 seconds, and it continues during cutscenes. And each time we clip, we have to watch the cutscene of the gate opening. So the first two clips we're going to do here are pretty tight and pretty precise.
Yeah, it's quite difficult because, you know, the game is just ignoring your collision, so Link will fall through everything, and you need to basically kind of clip through the ceiling and then immediately stop the clipping before he goes through the floor.
So I'm going to focus up here for a sec. True fans, this is the part where you look away.
I'm still looking at the screen.
All right.
So the cutscene's gonna play.
This first one's pretty tight.
Got it.
That's probably the tightest one.
I think 2 is probably worse.
You think 2 is worse?
Yeah, 2's worse, I would say, just barely. Another thing about stick clips is after you clip through, the game thinks you're still on the stick. So you're not able to use your abilities, because you normally aren't able to use them while you're mounted. So I swapped to Ultra Hand before clipping, that way I don't have to resync. Now we can just exit out like this. All right, True fans, you know what to do.
So you're supposed to like use a hover stone to hold this gate up, but you can just pull it up and then glue it onto an object that's on the ground.
Okay, this one's gonna be really close.
Oh, I see. I thought you were doing the old shot.
Nope. We got it. Let's go. All right. That's great. I actually have only about a 50% consistency with that, so I'm really glad we were able to hit that. It loses anywhere from 5 seconds to 45 if you miss, depending on how nice Sidon wants to be and coming to spawn in your location.
Might I interrupt with a very special donation?
Yeah.
Some of y'all might have noticed that we had a $10,000 donation. And that came in from the Yeti, who says, hey all, Yeti here. Be sure to shop the AGDQ 2025 collection at theyeti.com and help us support the Prevent Cancer Foundation. With every item ordered, you're directly contributing to PCF's mission, and we couldn't be more grateful for your support. Let's get that Glitch exhibition unlocked. We want to see more Zelda. And
More Zelda.
might I also say that put us almost at 50% of the way to our exhibition. So come on, y'all, we can get there. I believe in us.
And we're just over halfway through the run, so I think we're on
Yeah.
pace.
And also put us over $850,000 for the event so far.
All right. We got the cycle here just for safety. There we go. This is the only puzzle we're gonna complete in Water Temple. Blinking
Even then, I
missed.
don't think it says you're meant to. I don't think you're supposed to do that.
This is actually the only terminal where we still have to rely on Sidon RNG optimally, but we got a quick spawn there. I mean, I missed the shot too, so that gave it more time to spawn in. And now we're gonna be taking on the boss of Water Temple.
Yeah. Who's just a little guy. I'm a big fan of Muktarok.
Okay, a little bit high here, there we go. And you're gonna see what I mean in terms of fighting the bosses here. We clear away their weakness and then just smack them in the face.
I don't know how you could do that to him, though. He's just a little guy.
He's standing in between me and Zelda. He must be eliminated.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you'll notice it's a bit of a trend with these bosses. The cutscene lasts longer than the fight itself.
Can I sneak in a quick donation during that cutscene? Because we have $100 from Tammy, who says, Water Temple. No pants, no shoes, no problem.
There we go.
And that's Water
And
Temple.
that's Water Temple.
Sometimes it's a little finicky because the Zuggle Master Swords actually have to hit like with their hitbox, which is a different hitbox than the Halberd has.
Right, that's
It's a little bit
point.
shorter, so you have to be close to him.
All right, and we've got tons of time for donations because we're going to be watching cutscenes and then attending a wedding. I bet you guys didn't think you were going to be attending a wedding today, let alone a fish wedding, but here we are.
Better get
Sorry,
your
Sidon
proposals in
fans.
now.
Yeah, you don't have much time left.
You gotta crash the wedding.
You hear that, wedding crashers? Get your donations in quick.
What's the line? Speak now or forever hold your
Indeed. But I do have $50 for you from Tolkato, who has another limerick. They would like to say a limerick. Your speed run will always go great when your sword has the power of 8. Link is bringing love from the heavens above. El Ganondorf only knows hate.
Loading screen was a bit long there, had me worried. One time I was in a run that was on pace, and I got like a 2-minute loading screen there for no reason. I still have not been able to replicate it. Apparently that's just the thing that happens. But yeah, we've got time for more if you got anything for us.
I certainly can give you more. I've got $25 from Nikki, who says, hey, listen. I mean, yeah, haha. Thank you so much. I have another $50 from Top Dog 87, who would also like to comment on the status of your pants and says that tracks. No shirt, no shoes, no shirt, no service. Pants are totally optional.
He's not wearing shoes either.
Don't tell the management. We also have $10 from Gum, who would like to say, Yona is just a childhood friend. I know Sidon's heart is really with the player. Less than 3. Do we still have time for more?
Yeah, we can probably sneak in 2 more.
Wonderful. Here's $5 from Moo Kitten, who says, "Good luck with the run, Cloud. I know you'll do amazing." And hi, Nuki. You are 2 of my favorite Zelda streamers. It's so exciting to see you both in the same place. Less than 3. We also have a very cute donation suggesting a name for our favorite blue chew.
Let's hear it.
$5 from that one Chelsea, who says, "Naming a choo-choo? What about Bomb? Bomb chew."
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Although if you use a bomb on a chew, he turns into fire jelly.
Please don't use a bomb on the bomb chew.
So we're gonna be setting up another cart slide here to get to Goron City. This one's a bit scary. We're gonna have to really thread the needle here.
Yeah, this Fire Temple overall has a much shorter quest than Water Temple did,
Okay, good.
which is very nice. Also, a lot more gameplay involved.
Okay, we're gonna really thread the needle here. All right. Being very careful to turn. One thing that's great about cart slide is they're pretty easily maneuverable. On a horizontal plane, it's really hard to gain or like control your height with them, but turning left and right is pretty easy, although you can still get thrown off. And
Yeah, so there is actually other cart slide builds that aren't just horizontal. There's cart slide builds called V-slides, which they aren't really that useful in this category. They're more used in like 100%. There's also vertical cart slides, which use stabilizers, but
yeah, we use those in all shrines as well.
But yeah, for all dungeons, the main point of cart slides is just getting from city to city. There is potentially a V-slide for climbing Wind Temple, but do you know if it's slower?
So you have to go out of your way to get a stabilizer, and then it ends up basically breaking even
Right.
with the time that you'd save. And here's Mr. Unobo. He's actually probably one of our favorite sages because he's very easy to control in the speedrun. I mean, he's got that control mask on, so I guess it checks out.
He's dripped out
Phantom
right
Ganon
now.
thought so as well.
3 horas, na metade, mas
I aspire to that level of drip.
antes também.
Be the change you want to see in the world,
Okay,
Glenn.
fair. Okay.
Where's your luchador cosplay?
Did we never address our commentator, Conductor Sparky?
Oh yeah, never got the chance to introduce himself. He's just kind of there for moral support.
Yeah.
Is Conductor Sparky the conductor of the hype train?
I guess that would be out.
Only,
wouldn't it?
only if there is a hype train.
Y'all heard the commentators. We need a hype train so Conductor Sparky can live his little conductor dreams.
And here, Sidon's gonna come out of his Pokeball, and we're gonna bring out Minoru as well for this next section here.
So, coming up here, kind of through the Fire Temple section, there's like super hot sections where, you know, it's so hot that Link catches on fire. But a side effect of Sidon's ability, the water bubble, is that it makes Link wet, which is an actual status condition in this game. And when you're wet, you can't catch on fire. So you just don't take any damage in here.
And so this bit at the Unobo fight, and I put in air quotes, you'll see why in a second. We have a lot of downtime because he's on a pretty strict cycle. And so we'll be jumping on Minoru to make use of more duping. And this is where we're just gonna get all of our duplications out of the way, materials we need for the entire rest of the run. So fairies, topaz, if we need more charges, those ancient blades that we grabbed using for bigger enemies later down the line.
Yeah, this is pretty much where Minoru is the most useful anywhere in the entire game.
Yeah, anywhere else, she just kind of gets in the way.
When you're riding on her, Yunobo just doesn't hit you. He just kind of goes around you. And it makes the fight incredibly free.
So, yeah. Probably got time for a donation or two right now, actually.
Wonderful. Here's $25 for you from Toastador, who says, "Flying carpets in a Zelda game? Squadala, we're off!"
And give him a good old smack. Each 3 phases of this fight here, he has 1 HP for each phase, and so basically anything that you hit him with will do damage, including backhand from Minoru. We're gonna be getting a bunch of topaz here for some archery combat.
An important update for Sparky. Chat did get him a hype train.
Very good. He's happy now.
Okay, everybody, I think Sparky's next goal is a donation train. So, hey, how about $5 for Chews and Clorox and also Sparky?
Okay, I think that should be everything we need. And that wasn't much of a boss fight. We've actually got another one coming up, and this is one of my favorite fights in the entire game, actually. It's one that you can't just cheese with, you know, the power of 8 Master Swords taped to your hand. This is the Marachia fight, arising from Death Mountain Crater. He's got these 3 heads. We're gonna need to use Yunobo. Actually, Link doesn't do any of the fighting. It's mostly Yunobo, but this fight is really cool optimally, so I hope we can pull off the fun strat.
Yeah.
And it'll be a nice little taste of how we're gonna be using Yunobo inside a Fire Temple as well. Like was mentioned earlier, he has a guaranteed spawn condition, which is when Link is riding a vehicle, such as a wing, you know, a car or anything. So we're gonna use that to our advantage to get him to spawn quickly. And he also has a very short cooldown. I believe it's only 3 seconds. So you can basically just kind of fire him off at will. And we should have time for one donation or two.
Oh, I have a wonderful one for you. I've got $20.23 from As Seen on AGDQ. Folks, are you tired of your microwave not allowing you to fly or stack your damage? Then step right up and take a gander at Menu Manip's newest product, 8 Master Swords taped together. Yes, folks, this device will cut your speedrunning or cooking times to shreds. The constant unnerving humming means it's working. Incredible. I'd like to go get one.
All right, we're just gonna be doing another quick movement section here, pocket rocketing up to the top of Death Mountain. Again, just panning up the camera to try to avoid roll loads. So I think we should have time for one more donation if you got anything for us.
Wonderful. I've got $50 from Zero Crates, who says, "No, shoe run!" God, you're very excited about the lack of shoes. Do you have time for another quick one?
Yeah, we can get one in.
We have $10 from Yahaha! You found me! That says a Korok. I'm not sure which part of that was supposed to get the Korok voice.
All right, another small optimization here. We're just gonna try to drop into the trigger here at an angle where we can land and talk to Yunobo as quickly as possible. Just saves a couple seconds.
Yeah.
And then there's Link floating midair.
So even like casually in this fight, you're supposed to like build a plane that you fly around, but we're not really gonna do that here. We're gonna attempt to basically pocket rocket up really high and then deploy wings midair and then use those to basically hit the 3 heads with Yunobo. It's very cool when done cleanly.
As you see there, Yunobo spawns immediately.
There's a small chance to get screwed over by RNG here. I've had those fireballs hit me before.
Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite fights in the game. And now we're gonna be heading down into the Death Mountain Crater, and we're gonna be on fire the whole time, which is pretty much the main reason why we grabbed so many fairies for this, and then the cold weather effect in the next section we'll be doing here. It's a nice long diving section here. We probably have time to sneak in a quick donation.
Wonderful. I've got $25 from Sabo, who says, "Go feral on this run, Cloud. Good luck, good luck. You got this, and we are so proud of you, girl. Hashtag, would you still love me if I was a worm?"
Of course, Sabo, without a doubt.
Do you have time for another quick one?
Yeah, let's get in one.
$75 from Hey Burger, who says, "Why does Ganon hate the internet? There are too many links." Thank you all for this legendary event.
I get it.
Thank you for the laughs and groans.
We can actually probably sneak in another one if you got anything. For us.
Wonderful. Here's $10 from Lit Books, who says, "Good luck, Cloud, on your run. So thankful to have met you in person, and I know you're going to zoom through this run on those magic carpets."
So, you know his mechanic where he jumps onto a vehicle with you is actually a bit of a hindrance in this section, because if we try to do a cart slide, he'll jump on the cart and weigh it down, which will just make it not really work.
Not you.
So,
Not you either.
so
Okay, we're just gonna go.
yeah.
Forget about Sidon. Oh, and there's
Forget about being
Dinral,
alive.
another dragon
So kind of,
sighting.
unfortunately, we kind of just have to pocket rocket here instead of faster option, but
Yeah, he destabilizes card slides by quite a lot. Let me just pop a quick charge there.
I know a certain someone on the back couch is not happy to see Dinral.
We like seeing Dinral because it means we're on a decent pace. Based on the dragon cycles in this game, they start at the beginning of the game. So you can kind of track your pace by where the dragons are when you get to certain locations, which is kind of nice.
yeah.
All right, just a couple triggers we need to activate here, and we're gonna take a little bit of a side detour. Instead of breaking that rock, we're gonna head underneath and around the side. That's a little tiny optimization that actually was found by Glenn on the couch here.
May I interrupt for a quick announcement?
Yeah.
We are officially over 50% of the way to that glitch showcase. Come on, everyone. I believe in you.
All right. And again, for those who may be just joining in now, our exhibition is for the Prologue Escape, which is a brand new glitch that was found just a couple months ago, where we can take Link from the intro and bring him into the Grey Sky Island overworld with all his gear and full hearts and stamina intact. There's a lot of really cool things we can do to break the game with that, so please donate if you'd like to see
we got
that.
probably another hour left in the run, so if you want to see that, get some donations in.
I do always have more donations for you if you have a moment.
Yeah, we got time for a couple here.
Here's $25 from Benjamin, who says, "I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid." Please tell me I sang that right. I've never seen the movie.
Sounded good to me. We get a round of applause for Pippi. She's doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
And so here, we're now in Fire Temple. This will be dungeon 3 out of 6. And like we mentioned, we're going to be using that same technique I used during the Miragia fight of spawning a wing midair to land on it. And that'll get Yunobo to instantly spawn in, and we can use him to break the rocks and hit the gongs.
Yeah, this dungeon is really, really cool. The strats here, just, we pocket rocket around, drop wings, kind of do it all in midair. It's really cool. Unfortunately, you see those little embers flying around, make this area lag a lot. So what often happens is that the game eats your inputs when you try to do pocket rocket. It's very annoying.
Yeah, the game, when there's lag, and it just kind of skips over the frame. If you input during that frame, it's not going to read it. And in the past, you'd think, okay, we got Sidon's bubble, we can use that to survive the heat. Well, you can do that, but it's going to increase the lag by like 10
double.
fold. It's quite bad, so I'm going to try to avoid grabbing that if possible. We're going to head over here to our first terminal.
Quite brave.
So we'll just tank the heat damage with fairies.
Here we can blow up the boulder and hopefully hit the gong behind it immediately.
Okay, unfortunately not.
Okay.
Ideally, you want to
There
kind
it
of
is.
shoot him twice in quick succession there. If you walk into this room, there'll be a cutscene where, it's like, oh, hey, there's the first gong we have to hit or whatever.
Yeah, this isn't bad. It's really easy to fall into the lava there, so I usually err on the side of going a bit too high.
Yeah.
Because if I fall in the lava, you notice I haven't touched the ground since here and back at the terminal, so we're going to be sent all the way back.
Yeah, and if you're going like straight in with the wing, it can easily just kind of carry you in with the momentum. And if the cutscene happens, like if you trigger the cutscene while Yunobo's rolling forward, it'll just cancel it.
Yeah.
So you really don't want that to happen.
But as you can see there, like we mentioned, his cooldown is really quick. So even if you miss a shot, you generally should have time to recover if you can be fast enough. But again, this one's got really bad lag, so I'm gonna need to.
Yeah, this one you're supposed to make like a ramp, but
There we go. Yeah.
do it like that.
Yeah. It's very nice that they added the aiming indicator for him. Otherwise, this would be really, really hard.
Yeah, that's quite.
Not that it isn't
that's quite
already
nice.
really hard.
Yeah, so we're gonna dive down here underneath. Rinse, repeat. Jump away.
Nice camera.
That's a nice view.
This part in particular is really annoying because there's this construct here, and you have to be holding target to pocket rocket. So a lot of times he just kind of like turns the camera around because you're targeting him.
Yeah.
Didn't happen here.
So this last terminal here, shout out again to the runner Flower 2 I mentioned earlier, former world record holder. He came up with this strat where there's a switch you have to hit. We can just shoot it from here.
Yeah,
And
this
open the
gate
gate.
is just not solid to arrows at all.
Let's see if we can
For
get a
some
quick
reason.
spawn in here from Unobo. There he is. Come here. Where do you think you're going? All right, that's all the terminals. And now we can head back to the main terminal and open the gate. However, that's a 15-second long cutscene, so instead we're just gonna clip through the ceiling.
Yeah.
We can clip in there anytime, but if we clip in there before the terminal is active, it kind of soft locks the boss because the boss fight will start, but you won't be able to like hit him or do anything. So we still have to grab all those terminals, unfortunately. I'm just gonna go ahead and remount so I can resync my abilities here.
Yeah. So this boss fight here, we're actually not going to be hitting it with Master Swords,
That was
surprisingly.
close. All right, one more trick shot. All right, there we go. That was a bit
The weak
close.
point is a single eye on the top of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the pocket rocket to gain some height and then just shoot it with triple topaz shots in midair.
Gems in this game are quite broken as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not something you may not know about that casually because gems are just really valuable for money and stuff. But in speedrunning, we get to use them to deal massive damage to things. We'll see that more again towards the end of the run.
And then combined with the 3-shot Lionel bow, you get 3 at once. Some pretty crazy damage. All right.
It's also nice because bullet time is already really powerful in Breath of the Wild, but they decided to
Okay,
make
we're
it
just gonna-
even more powerful in this game because stamina only drains whenever you shoot in midair.
Yeah.
You just set in bullet time, it doesn't drain stamina at all.
This phase is a little annoying because he drops the rocks that can block you from shooting him. So
Oh, yeah. There we go.
yeah, just make sure you have a clean angle. And
Clean angle here. All right, and that's Fire
Nice.
Temple. Pretty clean overall.
Wow.
Again, skipping the heart container, and let's turn it over to Pippi for some more donation readings. If you got anything for us.
Donation.
Oh, of course I do. Here's $50 from Dean, who says, pretty sure the Chew's name is Donation Train. So here's 10 tickets for the train. Choo-choo! If anybody would like to join the choo-choo on the choo-choo train, $5 for a ticket, and be sure to hit the little incentive button and help us get to that glitch exhibition. I'm so excited to see it. We also have $5 from the Withered Soul, who says, if we're still naming the chew, how about Pika? Pika, Pika, Pikachu. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. We can probably fit in a couple more.
Oh, wonderful. Here's $10 from Zombie Epidemic, who says, I think the name for the chew should be Ah. Ah, chew. Bless you.
Bless you.
And we also have $10 from Tomomodachi, who says, more Zelda, more Cloud, more glitches. Let's hit that incentive. Woo, exactly.
All right, thank you, thank you. Okay, so our next segment here, we're gonna be heading into Rito Village to complete the Wind Temple quest. And if you remember from your casual playthrough, there's a big old blizzard. That's the regional phenomenon in question. That's kind of freezing out the birds there. However, we have discovered something that we call Sunny Day Glitch, where we can enter the area in a specific way to actually unload the trigger for that weather phenomenon to activate. And it gives you a cool visual effect, 10 seconds straight of Unobo scratching his head here, by the way. We can unload that, and it provides a cool visual effect, but also it saves a few seconds because without the blizzard, there's less lag, and so during our movement section there, we can get less world loads. We're swapping shields here. Time to step another cart slide.
So we're gonna have another long car slide here to Rito Village.
Yeah, this is the longest of the run, I believe, and I'm gonna try to get the manipulation here so we can get Sunny Day glitch. We're not entirely sure how it actually works. I just do something and it keeps working every time.
Probably
so.
pretty close between this and going to Gerudo, but both pretty long slides.
I also don't know if we fully explained it, but for cart slides, whenever you jump on, it starts with lifting up, and then as you move forward,
Hi, Zelda.
the smuggle pushes
I mean,
into the
Light
cart more.
Dragon.
So the further forward we are, the more speed we get. So for that slide in particular, we stay far back at first because we want to clear that gate, and then we get our speed.
So here we are, hair majestically flowing in the wind as we make our way to Rito Village. And we'll know in a few seconds here if we've got the Sunny Day glitch or not.
Yeah, the goal here is just to save a few seconds on not having lag.
We did not get it, unfortunately.
Otherwise, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and even then, it's not even guaranteed to save time because the world loads are kind of random. But there are some prolific ones that we get in most runs. Yeah, we did not get it, unfortunately, but that should not be an issue. And I'm going to make sure to swap shields here because I've been using the same shield the entire time. So I have one that's almost low, and then I've got one that's at full durability. Because if you don't swap shields, which I have forgotten to do in many a run, it'll break either on the way to Wind Temple or in Wind Temple. One time I had to break during an out-of-bounds section, and that was quite a pain to recover from.
The Rito quest line is normally kind of annoying to do casually. You have to kind of go through all the caves and stuff here. We're not going to do any of that. We actually get to kind of skip like all of that.
In the speedrun, this is one of the shortest of the 6 dungeon quests. You're supposed to track Tolan through this cave system, but you can actually just go straight to the top and find where he is.
Yeah, and then there's this really, really long climb through all the Sky Islands. But as you've seen from the first 2 hours of this run, we don't really need to do that.
Do you have time for a couple more notes from riders of the choo-choo train?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Here's $5 from Shy Kai, who says, name the choo, trans rights. Choo-choo! Exactly. We also have $5 from Albert, who says, I don't have a clever name for the little guy, but I also don't want to miss out on the choo-choo train. All aboard! Choo-choo!
So we gotta go over and talk to Hearth, who for some reason is emo. I don't really know why.
Do you have time for another fun one?
Yeah.
Because we have $25 from Cole, who says, follow me, set me free, trust me, and we will escape from the prologue.
So, now we gotta go find Tulin, and Tulin had his bow stolen by an Arakuda. All that we have to do is just kill that Arakuda. It doesn't matter where we are.
Yeah, and this is actually a nice little preliminary for what we're going to be seeing inside of Wind Temple, specifically for the boss. Since we have rockets, if you attach a rocket fuse to an arrow, it'll fly infinitely in a straight line as long as you have enough battery. So what we're going to do here is just pop a charge and then put these guys back in their Pokeballs.
So basically, we just have to kind of get close enough that it spawns in, which is not very close.
Yeah, so we can kind of snipe him from a bit of ways. Although the blizzard makes it a bit harder to see. There he is. That should be good. Headshot, very nice.
And those things have like 1 HP or something. They just die to anything.
Yeah. That saves probably 6 or 7 seconds. And so the mini boss for this quest line is actually just 3 bokoblins. A little bit underwhelming. But we'll be able to
we have
dispatch them
Tulin's
quickly.
power of wind to fight 3 bokoblins.
Does the game want you to blow him off the cliff? Is that what's going on here?
I have no idea.
I'm just gonna throw a single gem. How about that?
We're gonna throw it in a bit of a specific spot there so that it also breaks crates off of the side that have arrows in them.
From here on out, we're gonna have to kind of scavenge for arrows along the rest of the route. And this is actually the longest unbroken dialogue section in the entire game right here. So let's get in a couple donations.
Wonderful. We have so much love for Tulin. Here's $25 from Slorent, who says, donating again for Tulin, my favorite sage. This run has been amazing to watch, less than 3. Also have $25 from Maple Squid Arts, who says, choo-choo, getting a train ticket for me and the people I love the most. Cherub, Darcy, and Neru. Oh, and also one for my cat, Spinach. Thank you for your generosity. Got time for more?
Yeah.
Here's $10 from Weeking Angel, who says, here are 2 tickets for the choo-choo train. Good luck for the run, Cloud. Choo-choo. Less than 3. Also, GDQ hype. That's what I like to hear. And we would like to see, we still have quite a ways to go on that incentive. I believe in y'all. Let's get that met. We do have plenty of train riders, though. I have so many more.
So we have to get up to Wind Temple now. You're supposed to climb the Rising Island chain here. We don't actually have to do that. We only have to go to this one spot that's kind of near the beginning where you see one of those flying boats. Be like, oh, what's that? We have to talk to them. That's a quest flag. Other than that, we'll just go straight up there. So.
And those are the world we were hoping to avoid.
This is gonna take a bit, so
Yeah, keep them coming.
Sure thing. Here is $10 from Dr. Link, who says, 1 chew, 2 chew, red chew, 3 chew, 4 chew, 8 chew, or duplicate chew. That's adorable.
Very nice.
Also $25 from Slush07, who says, hello from the crowd. You are crushing this run. Your speedrunning has been a big inspiration to my own. Good luck, and I hope all the sages continue to cooperate.
Yeah, shout out to Slush. He's one of our top 90% winners for this game.
Time for Here's $25 from Cork Under a Rock, who says, Yahaha! You found me! Thank you for continuing to let me crush Cormax.
Alright, so for this section here, we're just going to be walking up here. And I guess this is a little bit of time to talk more about how Pocket Rocket works. So, you know, when you're holding CL, you can target and press A to go shield surf. And then by canceling that surf, instantly you can kind of chain like this. There's a few different methods. I like to kind of slide my thumb from A to B like this. It can get kind of tiring, so sometimes I can alternate by just tapping like this. But it's not super precise, and it's a really fun glitch. So I'm glad we get to make use of this experience.
Unfortunately, it's kind of only possible on the release version.
So that actually brings up an interesting point. So on current patch of the game, the one that is currently released, you can actually pretty much accomplish, I would say probably around 95% of the glitches that this version has. It's just that the setups take a lot longer and they're a lot more kind of complex and complicated. So not all of them are viable for speedrunning, but we've got some really great current patch runners in our community as well that are doing great things on the latest version of the game. So shout out to all of them.
Even though 1.0 is fastest for most main categories, there's still a good amount of representation for the rest of the versions. People are still learning good things and doing that for the first time. So I definitely say give it a chance. Another version if you want to.
And I would argue for some categories, specifically 80%, the closest ones are actually harder than the others. So
Like most 10% run is really hard.
Let's go. It's a very good tempo. We're just gonna be using this concept for probably sneaking in more dimensions.
Awesome. Here's $5 from, I believe that's Zist. Correct me if I'm wrong. Who says, hi, Cloud. Good luck with the run. We also have $50 from Team Teamwork, who says, let's get that glitch showcase. Could not agree more. Please, everyone,
that's a 5:15 second time loss. So and just like Novo has a guaranteed spawn condition of riding the vehicle, Toland's guaranteed spawn condition is pulling out the paraglider. So really making use of our pocket rocket for getting. The nice thing about routing in terms of the tempo is that since Toland's cooldown is so long and the travel time is so fast, there's actually a few different orders that can work that all take roughly the same amount of time. So if you watch me do this order, you might see a different runner do a completely different terminal order. This is just the one that I prefer the most. It's not like Graham mentioned already heading out of bounds here.
Yeah, so it's kind of two terminals down in the lower parts of the engine. So this is just the
And you can see we got here a bit early, so we had to wait for the cooldown. It's kind of nice because if you mess up your movement a little bit, you have a little bit of breathing room to recover.
You were also going to open the gate. I activated this cutscene up top. Out of bounds.
Yeah, so this is kind of like what we saw in Water Temple where the gates open. Where like if the game thinks you got in the room, then it just kind of opens the door as a failsafe.
Yeah, like a soft lock prevention.
Although this time it actually permanently stays open. I'm not sure why there's a difference.
There we go. Now just head up to our last terminal. The dungeons are so quick. They're almost a little bit too quick. Maybe I shouldn't speak too soon.
Do you have time while we're traveling for a few
Yeah,
more
sure,
train
go for it.
donations? Here's $50 from Anonymous who says, hopping on the choo-choo train. Also, another $10 from Rye, who says, donating in honor of my favorite sage, Tulin. Tulin is getting the most love of all of the sages. Do you have time for one more?
Yeah, for sure.
Here's $50 from Surreptitious Sneak, who says, hoping to bring another train into the station. $5 donation train for your favorite Tears of the Kingdom music. I'll start. My favorite dungeon theme is Fire Temple. I love how the music builds as you clear the golems. Overall, though the Zora music changes as you go through Poseidon's bit of the story, I love how the music tells its own story as he becomes king of the Zora. Keep up the great run, Cloud, and let's defeat Cancer like we're about to see Ganon taken out.
Thank you so much. And speaking of favorite Zelda music, I know Verify is a bit of a favorite.
Just in time for the best music.
It's kind of interesting. There's two ways you can fight this, and everyone who played this game casually seemed to only know one of the two ways. But it would seem to be divided about 50-50. You can shoot him from below, or you can dive through.
It only takes 2 hits, but with our 3-shot bow, we can just this dragon has to kind of dive through the wall and shoot.
Arrows again.
His body rides and wiggles around quite a bit, so it can be hard to get the shots off, especially in phase 2 where responses, tornadoes, and so it's a bit hard.
Really obscure your vision. It's generally better to shoot the further away spots first, just to limit how much the ringing affects it. Unfortunately.
A bit too low here, and that's Moon Temple. 4 out of 6. We are slowly closing up on the end of the round, so we have about just 4 minutes or so to hit the incentives.
Try
Those
to
donations are
this.
good to see that.
I believe in you.
Speaking of donations, we got more cutscenes first.
Oh, wonderful. I love cutscenes. Here's $20 from Nordic, who says, it's a good thing this money is going to the Prevent Cancer Foundation. It can't be healthy for Link to be running around with an active microwave strapped to his hands. Donation goes to that awesome showcase incentive. Let's hit that gold shot. Yes, remember to hit that little incentive button. Yes. It goes to a great cause and will make us all really happy. Do you have time? We have $5 from Elliot, who says, this is my first time donating. 1 ticket for the choo-choo train. Also, $50 from Crazy AZ, who says, hi Cloud, it was great meeting you this week at GDQ. You're an awesome speedrunner and person. Good luck on the next go on.
told a joke I haven't heard before. That's pretty good.
Also, $50 from Alan, who says, loving Cloud and the Couch Crew. Hoping to see more of them during that prologue escape. Let's make this happen.
Thank you so much. And so now, first of all, I want that bow. What is it going to do? Great Eagle bow is awesome. But anyways, we're going to be heading into the Gerudo section, which is the 5th out of 6 dungeons and the last of our regional phenomena, after which we will be heading into the run, and we can go into Hyrule Castle. And from there, we're going to head straight to the end of the run. So time is running short. Gerudo section will be about 18 to 20 minutes long, and it's an interesting segment. It's quite different from the others. It's mostly focused around combat other than exploration or solving puzzles. And a lot of the segments that we're going to be going through here in the Gerudo section are a set cycle. So that does make it pretty consistent, but also to make some small if you're standing too far back there when you target, the birds can steal your target, and this thing will just whip around the opposite direction of the zone. But yeah, so these are going to be the last card sets we see in the run. This drops model that I currently have played right now. We're going to attempt to actually keep this one and preserve it for the next couple segments. We've got 3 card sides in a big succession that we need to do these next couple sections. And keeping this one on our feet rather than keeping it out and resetting it. Also, quite a bit of setting time.
Thank you so much. Perfect. Here's $5 from Crass, who says, Demon King, Secret Stone, Robot Showcase. There are so many things I, as a sage, cannot understand yet. What the Stone Showcase is. We're gonna get there, right, chat? Right, everyone? Do you have time for
So during this cycle here, we can make use of our downtime by coming and grabbing some extra areas that are along the way. We do that in the section 2. So this is how we're going to use Rachel's section. She has like a piece of light that when you shoot your Rachel with the lightning strike, it doesn't spawn. So that's how we're going to use her sections.
Wonderful. We have $10 from Radical and the Answer, who say, wait, you're not Hestu.
Guilty as charged.
We also have $39 from Anonymous, who says $1 for every year of the Zelda franchise. I'm so sorry if you feel old right now. Do you have time for more? Here's $25 from Zephyr 10, who says, hey, listen, let's get that showcase. Thank you for the interjection.
And so you can see here the time save from preserving that drop smuggle. We don't have to do all that menu. We just drop a card in. We're going to slide right into the cutscene trigger. We have the loading trigger here for let's keep those donations rolling.
Sure thing. Here's $50 from Lightning Venus, who says, Demon King, Secret Stones, President War. Let's see more of this amazing game with such an amazing runner. Come on, let's hit the center.
You know, I think it's funny, like how those voice lines, those cutscenes have kind of become a bit of a meme. We actually, they're skippable cutscenes, believe it or not. So we don't actually have to watch them.
We all had to watch them. It felt correct.
But yeah, so here, again, we're just gonna use these gems here. The Gibdos are quite strong, but they're weak to elemental damage. So we've got reduced shock ability, and we've got these tokens. It's kind of handy for us. Launch those over there, and then we're just gonna sit here and wait for the second. Magic topaz. That's right. To navigate blind a little bit to the scenes through
So after
we can also use that time to pick up some. And in Old we used to use this cycle to get into
Here's $5 from Toonie, who says, one ticket to the choo-choo train, please. Also have $5 from Rotella, who just says, yaha! Did we not drop the rocket? Also have $25 from Wink the Cat, who says, my human is attending his first AGDQ, so I thought I'd take this time to donate so he can see more Zelda with the Glitch exhibition. Yaha! Either way, I accept it. Let's get the glitch exhibition.
we can probably sneak in one right
Sure thing. I've got $50 from Fiercewolf, who says, Gibdos? Ah, I get it. Gibdos donations. I'm not sorry. Also, give that prologue escape incentive. We are almost 60% of the way there. Y'all, let's do this. We can get there. I've seen chat doing incredible things.
Feels like so I'm gonna swap for a second. And you notice I'm tapping the room after each throw. That's just an animation cancel. Get more faster position.
Do you have time for a very funny animation?
Yeah, let's
I think that's very funny. Y'all can judge my sense of humor. We got $25 from a misheard moron who says, why'd you do it? Great stream for a great cause. And straight to the prologue escape incentive. Let's go.
And if we go far enough away from town, we'll actually get the backup will unload it. And the stairs are kind of under renovation at the moment.
Is it a 1.0 thing?
I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. Okay, now we're gonna do something a little bit dumb. We're gonna go for a projectile shelter clip that saves 4 seconds and loses 60. We have to. We did not lose 60 seconds. Also, I pre-selected a song, so I don't have to erase it. So now our last order of business before we can enter like this mirror puzzle here. We also have to move on with these 3 terminals. This is definitely my favorite to show off whenever I do this one in the showcase. Just because if you thought the other dungeons were cheese, you would see that.
Do you have any time for some more Zelda movies? Because I've got $250 from Zeldameers, who says, hey, listen, splooge. What? Yeah, haha. Something Midna says. But do you want me to insert something Midna says? Maybe you aren't stupid. I think that's one of the things Midna says. Do you have time for one more? We have $50 from Mars Bar, who says, without Navi in this version of Hyrule, it's the chat and crowd's role to warn Link. Watch out! Watch out! Hey! Listen! Watch out! Come on, crowd! Are they helping?
Keep it up, guys. You're doing great. So as you can see there, we're just kind of making short work of these puzzles using rockets. I actually don't really remember what the intended strat is supposed to be, but design devices in this game just come in handy so much. There's just so much. I think we can make really not only speedrun tech, but also just the world, the play world that Nintendo created with this game. Use items for so many purposes. It encourages you to think outside the box. So yeah, just one last little dialogue check here that wanted to finish up before we
We are now officially 60% of the way there. Leaving y'all. There's $5 from Backside of Water, who says, you doubt we can hit the incentive? Well, excuse me, princess. It was really close.
Just ask.
Oh yeah, you get locked with these annoying little dialogue chains, so you gotta wait just an extra second. We'll find out.
Yes, you can.
So before we enter Lightning Temple, we still got a little prelude to the boss fight, and this is the creepiest looking boss in the game if you ask me. They're gonna have to take on here. This fight's hopefully very short. It's before we enter Lightning Temple. And so I guess now would probably be a good time to explain what Lightning Temple is gonna consist of. So I'll just give it to you straight. We're gonna clip out of bounds, hit every terminal from out of bounds, jump back in, activate the robots, then go beat the boss. It's gonna be quick, and try not to get lost. After this quick boss fight, shoot a topaz to stun, grab the bow back, and just stab him off. While we're navigating the out-of-bounds section of Lightning Temple, we're gonna have to be careful to follow somewhat of a specific path. If we go too far, too close to the rooms, or like too high, then we can mess up some of the triggers and get spawned inbounds early in the trigger. So we're gonna have to make sure we do this. So there we go. And Ryuji's stage ability that we're gonna have to hit these terminals here. This is probably gonna look nothing like your casual playthrough. But we don't really have a guaranteed spawn for her like we do for Unova and Tulin. But the nice thing is we should just spawn around. So there's terminal number 1. Just gonna go wee. This isn't faster, I just like doing it because it's fun.
I find she always just walks away.
Yeah, it could definitely be like burning time sometimes. there's one. Two. There's three, and just one left. Moment of truth. There we go, we got them all. So now that we finished Lightning Temple, it's time to start Lightning Temple. We're gonna activate the terminal, get the dialogue, and then activate the monster.
What's funny about this dialogue is
Another fun fact here, so this elevator actually also counts as a mountable object, so if you're too overloaded when you're standing on it, as soon as it rises up, you'll just put it right through. All the way down to the depths, which we don't want to go back to. And it's also pretty niche mountable object in a sense. We can probably throw out a couple donations while we're waiting.
Sure thing. Here's $5 from Celeste Shepherd, who says, "Hey Twitch chat, $5 from all 65,000 of you would blow this incentive out of the water. Let's get it." Also, the choose name should be Sculptura. Don't at me. We also have $10 from Zofoma, who says, "Here's $1. Wait, that glitched it into 10. We need to see more glitches. Less than 3. Time for one. Here's $25 from Jawtown, who says, "One ticket to the prologue escape room." $50 from Alien Station, who says, "Don't need anyone to choose from sleeping with this incentive."
So here's a funny little optimization that I just thought of earlier this week as I was practicing in the practice room. So we're still waiting for reduced cooldown. While we're waiting, we can just kind of push her closer to the terminal. We're still workshopping names for that trip.
Call that beef.
So Queen Gibbo boss fight is going to go pretty much the same as the first one, just a little bit more tricky. As we've got this time, it's going to be so it's good. Shooter Topaz to get her to fall down. Great RNG there in terms of her landing position and just 3 stacks.
She has a very, very long boss.
Oh yeah,
It's really hard to consistently damage to her.
It can be really tricky. She'll summon these little claws for phase 2. That hopefully should get moments for much. There we go. Alright, and that's Lightning Temple. But what that means is we only have one dungeon and then the end game left, so we're running out of time.
Here's $10 from Anakin Skyward Sword. I love it. Thank you. Who says, "I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough. Irritating. Gets it." Thank you so much. Here's also $5 from Gremlin Ghost, who says, "Did you know that only 7% of people watching the stream donate the minimum amount? We would meet the incentive instantly. We can do this, chat. I believe in you."
Let's go. And I will say, the rest of the run from here on out, there's minimal cutscenes, minimal dialogue, and cutscene through it. That's one of my favorite sections of the run. It's just very, very exciting movement and combat as well. So,
We've got $5 from Princess Necco Cakes, who says, "Why did Link go to art school? He wanted to learn how to draw his
that took me a second. That took me a second.
We also have $50 from Pagan Zero, who says, "Let's escape the prologue back in time. Top pay edition." have it back.